NVIDIA has caught a lot of heat for the RTX 4060 Ti, and today we're going to see if we can actually start a fire with it.
Are you tired of your unactivated Windows install on your gaming PC? Well, today's video sponsor, GVG Mall, has you covered. GVG Mall is an online marketplace to gain access to really awesome discounted game keys, and more specifically, as we mentioned, Windows 10 licenses.
It is incredibly easy to get your Windows 10 or 11 activation key from GVG Mall. Just use code TB20 to get a special discount, and then all you have to do is take that code, put it into Windows, and boom, you have an activated Windows copy.
We have been working with GVG Mall for several years now, and we love the reliability of all the products they have to offer. So be sure to check the link in the description down below. Use code TB20 to save on your next purchase of a Windows key or other product from GVG Mall. All right, guys, let's go ahead and open up this 4060 Ti. Shout out to NVIDIA for sending this over. I'm sorry this is probably not exactly what you were looking for, but we have the 4060 Ti, which if it's priced better, and that's something we like to say here at the Toasty Bros, if pricing is good on a card, it's worth buying. I just think a $400 graphics card with 8 gigs of VRAM and the performance that it's at doesn't really make a whole lot of sense right now, but for today's video, we are gonna be putting it in a system right here, which you could buy how many of these things for the same price as this card?
Man, these Dell Optiplexes, you could probably buy about 4 to 7 of these Optiplexes for one of these graphics cards.
Yeah, and the main reason we're doing this is because DLSS 3 is a technology that is more, well, technology-based. It's not really hardware-based, and these cards are the ones that support it. 40 series, and right now this is the most power-efficient option out there, so I'm curious to see in AAA titles with an older i5, a 4th gen i5, will DLSS 3 and frame generation give us a uplift to be able to play games like Cyberpunk at 1080p and get 60 plus FPS when normally that would not be possible.
And another thing that we're obviously testing is, can a 290 watt power supply that this Dell Optiplex has actually support something like a 4060 Ti, which we think is probably going to use between 150 and 185 watts of power. So yeah, that's almost all of the power we have in this. And the other worst part is we don't have any PCIe connectors, so we're going to have to use SATA and adapt it to a PCIe 8 pin, and then adapt that to the new 12/16 pin, which sounds absolutely horrible. Do not do this at home. I swear to gosh, if you guys say in the comment section down below that we're stupid, we know we're stupid. You don't need to tell us.
This is for you guys to watch at home and enjoy, because this right here is a devilish creation. This does not make sense. So I'll let you go ahead and plug that up, and then we'll get the graphics card installed.
Now, if you guys have followed the channel, you probably saw that not too long ago, we did this exact thing with our eBay builds, and mine, I think, ended up ultimately dying.
With an RX 580, yeah.
Yeah, because of this, essentially. So yeah, it didn't work out very well then, and honestly, I still don't remember even how much, actually, no, I forgot we're doing this.
Yes.
We're dividing the power. But a SATA cannot handle many watts. I mean, not many at all. We know we're gonna be pulling about 75 watts through this guy right here, our PCI lane, but that leaves more than double to go through a SATA cable and then an adapter. I have very little hope of this working.
We're gonna try anyways. Regardless, we wanna find a way to use this in an older PC. So if the Optiplex works, we're good. If not, we might have to go another direction, but we're gonna go ahead and get this thing installed. And for the key specs here, by the way, if you're curious for the key specs, I actually have a little sticky note right here. So this was an Optiplex that was gonna be sold at PC Bros with a office graphics card, but it has an i5 4590 4-core 4-threaded processor, and now has 16 gigs of DDR3 memory and a 240 gig SSD.
And we'll soon be dead.
And we'll soon be dead.
So it'll soon probably not be for sale at PC Bros, and we'll replace it with something else, but.
All right, so we're gonna install this bad boy. It is a tight fit. It is a very tight fit, but I think I can make it work.
It's almost like it was designed for this graphics card.
It was almost designed, engineered by NVIDIA.
I bet they never benchmarked this, right?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Cherry on top.
Isn't that looking sleek? Now, one thing I will say, NVIDIA, I know it's a founder's card and you're really sticking with this connector. Like, why are you just taking an 8-pin and adapting to this? Just let us use an 8-pin. Like,
it's interesting. You know, maybe it'll save us. This is what we needed.
This is already a hazard now that I'm thinking about it, putting the side panel on.
Yeah.
He's like, at this point,
You know what? Let's see if it turns on. I mean, we're ready.
Everyone, let's see. All right, so we got the initial power on. It's already flying up to 50 watts, down to nothing. Okay.
0.
Here we go. Okay.
Okay, I mean, so far
60.
we have display out already.
Oh, look at that. It just worked.
Wow.
Jonah, show the people that we are booting into Windows right now. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, so since this was a PC Bros build, we did already have Windows 10 installed on it with no graphics card, but yeah, inside of we're in Windows and we're at 80 to 90 watts.
Is this possible? Is this gonna happen?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. I think we're gonna hit like, if I had to guess right now, in Cyberpunk, we'll probably be in the like 220 range, like 210, 220 total draw. Because it's supposed to pull 160 watts, the 4060 Ti, max.
I still love that this power supply, normally, I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be 80 plus plat.
No, it's a bronze.
No, it's bronze.
That's even worse.
They skipped out for a couple generations and went low end apparently. So we're probably testing like the absolute, like this is the worst case scenario of testing one of these cards for sure. So yeah, let's go ahead and get some games installed, and we need drivers too. That might up our wattage and see what this thing does. All right, guys, we're playing Apex Legends. You'll never believe that we're playing a game on this thing, and we're actually on 1080p, like max settings. I mean, we could turn that up a little more, but it's just the preset max settings, which is pretty crazy. We're not even using any crazy like DLSS besides NVIDIA Reflex, which isn't DLSS.
No performance increases there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy so far. We actually went into the firing range just to make sure the PC didn't crash. But what's really crazy is the GPU, which I'm pointing at, you guys can see on your screen, is only pulling about 83 watts. And you'll probably see a pretty consistent wattage amount in the game. And how much are we pulling from the PC right now?
Right now we're at 160, about like 160 watts right now.
I don't think we've seen over 200 watts yet, which is crazy. We might see it in some other games or maybe built-in benchmarks. We're gonna be testing a really wide variety. But, I mean, yeah, this is just insane. We're playing a gun game right now, so very hectic, tons of players in a very small amount of space.
But yeah, I'm actually impressed right now that this is honestly working, and we wanted to do Apex mainly because it's a game that doesn't use the DLSS 3.0 technology for upscaling, just to see if a normal game would work. Clearly, we are bottlenecked to some extent because the GPU is not reaching 100% usage, which was pretty obvious to begin with. We knew there'd be a bottleneck, but we're still getting a high refresh rate experience that is pretty good. The frame times between frames is really solid, below 10 milliseconds for the most part. It's working a lot better than I expected.
I'm really enjoying this test because there's so many power supply haters, so many people that, you know, that think Matt and I don't know what we doing by now as far as power supply like wattage selection goes. And we're doing this in a 290 watt power supply, guys. I know the processor's not strong or very wattage heavy, but the fact that we have a 4060 Ti in here on 290 watts, a lot of people would probably recommend 600 plus watts for this.
Yes, definitely you don't need it. Obviously this isn't a recommended configuration to begin with, but just for scientific purposes, as we said throughout this video, it's funny to see that right now he's just gaming at a high refresh rate experience and we're only pulling 160 to 180 watts at most.
I enjoyed not dying, but I realized that,
oh, there they are.
I'm using our freaking shield.
That feels a little bit too big. Oh, he's bobbing and weaving. You're hunting. You're straight up hunting with him.
Oh, where did he come from? Oh. Okay. Oh, my punch. Oh. Goodbye, cruel world. And there comes another one. He is still shooting. Someone else just took it.
Oh my god. Apex, I can't believe we're saying this. Bring back arenas.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, see, like, I still have never tried just normal rank, you know?
Wolf Squad wins. Howl.
By a lot.
By a lot, by a landslide. But you know what actually still wins? This PC, because it has not exploded yet. But you know what? We're going to try and change that. Well, not intentionally. We're going to play Cyberpunk. And Cyberpunk has some DLSS 3 features that we're going to try to take advantage of and see, can we play Cyberpunk?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. We are now in Cyberpunk, and the PC has not exploded yet.
Look
just
at the
letting you all know.
FPS. Look at the FPS.
Look at the FPS. It's amazing. It's funny, though. I think it defaults to, let's see, what preset are we on right now? You know, let's go back to what it was before. It went Ray Tracing Ultra, which is hilarious. And we have Auto DLSS, but we are not using frame generation yet. That is DLSS 3. We'll mess with that here in a second. I just want to show you guys what it can do right now. And not an amazing experience, I'll be honest with you, but it's better than I thought it would be. And what are we doing wattage-wise? I kind of forgot about that.
We're pulling 144.
Really? 144? That is funny. Let's go down this elevator here. But yeah, this isn't great. I mean, the GPU is only using 40 to 50% of its power, which I kind of expected due to bottlenecks. This i5 ain't great, but it's kind of running. It's not a fun experience, but it is 30 FPS with ray tracing, I guess.
Ultra.
Ultra settings, which is kind of funny. Once we go down the city, I'll walk around a little bit and see how bad it is with all the reflections and stuff. And then we'll turn on frame generation, which should help us. And we'll see exactly how good or bad that actually looks. I don't know how to get out this elevator. With these new GPUs, the main features are the new technologies. And obviously this is a worst case scenario to utilize these technologies. Yeah, it's not great. Oh God, the frame times are getting higher. We're down to 20 FPS, 23 FPS, and oh God, the motion blur is awful.
They probably never expected this Dell Optiplex 10 years ago to be running Cyberpunk.
All right, guys, let's see. This is going to be the magical thing. Frame generation on.
It keeps faking me. Every time we leave the menu, it's like 100, and then...
Now, we do still have ray tracing on, which this card wasn't even amazing for ray tracing to begin with, so we'll run around here a little bit, but we'll mess around with the settings again. Yeah, it's still like, we're still getting points where it's like really slow to load in. That could just be like CPU latency, but 35, 40 FPS. I want to see 60 one way or another.
I think realistically, like, let's say we did this 4060 Ti with like a 12 Gen i5. Even then, I don't know if we'd recommend running ultra ray tracing.
Yeah, so we'll do medium settings, frame generation on, and we'll just do balanced. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting somewhere. It's still like, there's still points where it's like not great. It's like the GPU is being used 31% of the time. This is AI in action, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Honestly, there's some budget PCs when you're running low settings, it looks worse. So, I mean, you at least got that going for you, but I wouldn't say this is a great gaming experience.
This has to be it.
This is the one.
Oh yeah, 60 plus.
Yeah,
Still isn't even like, it's just crazy how many settings we've changed, and yet the performance hasn't changed much.
It hasn't changed that much. We are really held back. Look at the GPU. It is pulling 19 watts right now.
It's using integrated graphics.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Like 20 to 30 watts actually being used right now. If anything, DLSS does help with the GPU not having to like actually be used all that much. It really just kind of chills there because it's just doing a lot of, well, stuff in the background and not using its raw horsepower. So power efficiency wise, that's pretty cool. But yeah, what are we doing wattage wise over there?
Less than 100 at
Less
times.
than 100 watts right now. We're almost at 60 FPS.
Oh,
we're starting, boys. We're starting. Oh God, this guy was already loaded and ready to go.
You gotta witness.
Witnesses.
Boom, boom, boom. That's doing the Lord's work.
I'm doing the Lord's work. Is car up for grabs?
Ooh.
I'm taking my sweet ass time getting in here.
literally getting shot while just...
Ugh!
Get wrecked.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you're critical.
I am critical. Ah! My FOV is so bad right now. There. Oh yeah. What is going on with the car? Whoa! I have a guardrail inside my car. Oh God! The police are coming for me.
Watch out for those people.
Yeah, I'm watching out.
Okay, cool.
You mean watch out for the road? Yeah, I mean, I think we've done everything besides break it by doing overdrive because I'm just kind of curious. This is good. Like 4090s can't even do this. So like, let's just see what happens. I'm incredibly confused right now.
We're using a lot more of the GPU.
Oh yeah, the
now.
GPU is actually, look at the GPU. It's being used 70 to 80%. Wow.
Well, this kind of just, yeah, the test got really weird. I mean,
it got very weird.
It just goes to show.
NVIDIA, technology, bringing Optiplexes back from the dead. The real question that did not look good.
The real question is, can you like 4K it?
I mean, we can up the res. Oh no. Oh.
It's working.
There. It's 2 FPS.
Let's go.
2 FPS. The GPU's at 100%
It's like
right
not
now.
even pulling anything. All right, well, maybe we end this recording before it breaks and then we don't have any footage.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, guys, so this project actually ended up being mostly successful. We didn't have a single black screen. We never shut down or anything. We didn't really have any super weird driver conflicting issues or anything with this. We just slapped this card in here and it actually worked. So do we recommend this? No, we definitely don't recommend it, but did it work, and did it work quite well? Yeah.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see how well this actually worked. I thought the games we were testing would just not function at all. DLSS 3 did help out a good amount by being able to enable that in games like Cyberpunk. You can see Spider-Man on screen here, which is another game that is supported with frame generation in DLSS 3. So it's cool to see that the cheapest card at the time of recording this video with that feature set can work in an Optiplex. But again, don't do this at home. This is just for the sake of science. But if you want to shop around for an Optiplex or a 4060 Ti and do it without our recommendation, check the links down below. They will be affiliate links and they will help us out. Let us know what you think of this experiment as a whole, and if you want to see something similar on the channel, comment down below.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
And don't forget, guys, this graphics card and this PC will both be for sale at PCBros.tech, and don't worry, it'll be an actual system that makes sense.
PCBros.tech, gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and well, anything that actually just makes sense. Unlike what we did in today's video, if you use code TOASTYBROS2 on checkout, you'll save 2% of your next purchase of a gaming PC, gaming laptop, and even merch and mouse pads coming soon. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Peace out.